Hi guys, this is Bernard Avle and I'm happy to host Citi Showcase. I have a good friend on the set today, M.anifest. So M.anifest has a new project, Nowhere Cool, and we're talking to him about everything from we don't know what he's wearing, to his beef with Sarkodie, if it was a beef at all, and of course, how musicians can make it. So for the next half hour, sit, relax, and enjoy M.anifest.
Uphosisa uze usiphosele emlilweni qhake uthando alupheli moving closer to me to my
You've been busy. I think the most recent thing was the launch of the album.
Yeah.
This was a week ago.
A week ago, yes, 8 days ago exactly. We had the launch in the Jaguar showroom. Interesting enough, on the day that was one of the most congested days in Accra's history.
Yeah, actually, since record started, yeah.
Incredible traffic, supposedly because of the tunnel or more.
Yeah.
But people was well attended. It was invite only. We did have some fans come through and a few tickets available. But no, it was a successful launch with an intimate event. Brought the band with me, and we had a good time.
So this was invite only. So these are people who manifest, who like M.anifest.
Yeah, I'm not encouraging people who don't like me to come to my launch. It's also because we wanted to curate the experience. You know, we had we had printed the single artwork. Every song has its own individual artwork. We printed it all out. We wanted it to be kind of a different kind of experience, both visually and sound wise, and you can only do that when you curate it as a small event. So that's what we did. Yeah.
How tell me a bit about Nowhere Cool as a project.
Well, Nowhere Cool as a project is my best project yet. It's the project that I've been most intentional about. It's the one I've spent the most time on. Spent 2 years or more on this album.
Wow.
Yeah. 2
years or more on this album?
Yeah, I mean, I put out my last album in December 2013, and this album took about a whole year to conceive, and then I began working on music, and then by July of last year I really understood what I wanted to do with the album, and then I recorded till parts of this year, and it was done. But it took 2 years in the making, and that's something that's difficult to do as a musician these days, to commit to one idea and to take time to follow through with it, because in these days and times it's quick microwave. You have to be relevant, put out music, see what's going to happen, and this idea of actually reclining, going into hibernation, collecting your thoughts, taking time to yourself to complete a project is almost, at least in Ghana, is
so
almost
while you were doing this for 2 years, did you have time to do gigs and tour?
Yes, I mean in 2014 I was on a European tour and a South American tour with Damon Albarn. In 2015 I did a couple of shows in South Africa, Design and Daba. I did a festival in Zimbabwe. I played in Denmark. So yeah, a couple of things, not full-blown tours, because man must subsist, you know. But at the same time, the main focus was Nowhere Cool, to really try and do a project that would take not just my career to the next level, but would try and push boundaries and shape-shift the musical scene.
So what are you doing with Nowhere Cool? What is the message? What's the vibe here?
Well, Nowhere Cool is both a realization and a philosophy, something that comes out of, as I like to say, my personal travels and travails, where you realize at some point that really Nowhere Cool. And it's almost a commonplace cliche you find at the back of trotros and maybe on some chop bar, but it's true. It's very true. This kind of wisdom you can discover in very mundane places in Ghana, you know. But you have that realization, and it becomes a philosophy, because you realize that, you know, you can make the best of whatever position you're in. So Nowhere Cool is not a crippling realization. It becomes a philosophy that makes you know that, you know, I mean, instead of always looking to get somewhere to make something for yourself, you can Nowhere Cool, so you can make the best for yourself now and wherever you are.
Some of the songs I find, listeners, let's go through the list. So Nowhere Cool is track 1, track 2 is Invisible, track 3 you can say BEAR or Bear, track 4 Hand They Go, Hand They Come, that's what I just played. Track 5 says Rich People Problems, That's interesting. Track 6, Palm Wine and Whiskey, featuring Dex Quissy. Track 7, Sugar, featuring Brymo. Track 8, Cupid's Crooked Bow Tie.
No, Cupid's Crooked Bow.
Yeah, sorry, Cupid's Crooked Bow.
You wanted to add a title.
My mind every time. I say that. Cupid's Crooked Bow. Sure, sometimes our love gone wrong.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. Track 9, Simple Love. Track 10, I can't pronounce.
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias. What? Wow. And then track 10, Damn You Rafiki. I mean, what's the theme here? What's going on with these names?
I mean, each song is a whole big song on its own. Ozymandias, for instance, is based on a poem by an English poet, and which talks about a traveler walking through the desert and seeing this decapitated statue ahead here, and wondering to himself, oh, this must have been a great man. So that's the basis. And so the chorus is Ozymandias, every man dies. Like, have you seen and basically questioning, our idea of how pompous we can be in leadership, and how people can think that building themselves statues will cement their legacy. How can you cement your legacy with statues, and things of sort? I mean, so yeah, it was based on that poem, but it relates to a lot of...
So that's some really deep stuff you're saying there. Some of the titles suggest something plain simple: Palm Wine and Whiskey, and then some.
Palm Wine and Whiskey is a very lively song, and what I did with Dex Quissy, he was very talented, and yeah, it's. I think that song is mostly vibes. The palm wine is the sweetness, the whiskey is the fierceness.
So for an album, you try and mix some really deep stuff with also some simple stuff people can just jump along and sing along, or how do you do that?
I don't know. I think it has to be an eclectic mix that still is cohesive. They all must work together. It's almost like every song could possibly be, in brackets, nowhere cool. That's the sort of the idea in different aspects of life. Whether it's Cupid's Crooked Bow on the love angle, whether it's Simple Love, whether it's Damn You Rafiki, which is more of a fierce track with me just venting.
Can I play it on radio?
I think there's a few words that we can't do. Must be clean.
You need to send me a radio edit version later.
Yeah. But it's a fierce track. But you could play Now Here Cool, which actually has.
So you did Nowhere Cool track 1, track 13, Now Here Cool, which Nathan has Sina Soul and Amataidu.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I need to hear this.
Yeah, you should play it. I think
track 13.
Yeah, Now Here Cool. Yeah.
Amataidu.
Yes, of course. Who inspired the album title? A while ago, she wrote a short story called Nowhere Cool. Oh, wow. And so the moment I discovered that, it was my eureka moment, and it all made sense. And now she's actually on the album.
Wow.
So we can check that out.
You spelled the name right too.
I know. Put some respect on that name, man.
Sometimes I didn't fit to forget the lyrics, but I choose. I can't. Yeah, I hear them now.